In the dangerous world of Dark Souls, you'll find yourself dead in no time without a decent suit of armor. Actually, you'll probably find yourself dead either way, but at least with the armor, you'll have a fighting chance. You might be surprised to learn that some of Dark Souls' most memorable designs may actually be derived from a few different pieces of historical armor and weaponry. Kirk, the Knight of Thorns, is known for his signature spiky armor, but oddly enough, this design is thought by some to be based on an actual armor design from the 19th century. This terrifying looking suit of metal was used by the Serbians for bear hunting. Well, more accurately, bear baiting, as it is highly unlikely that hunters were actually able to run very quickly or stealthily in the armor. This isn't the only influence on the design of Kirk, though perhaps that's a story for another day. Another example is the helmet of Ornstein, the Dragonslayer. As you can see, it bears a resemblance to this 15th century Italian helmet, which can currently be seen in the Metropolitan Museum of Art. Speaking of helmets, there's none more distinctive than the one worn by Domnall of Xena. What you probably didn't know is that it is eerily similar to the horned helmet given to Henry VIII by Maximilian I, the Holy Roman Emperor, which is thought to have been used for royal celebrations and parades. According to historians, the helmet was actually just part of a complete set of armor, but the rest of it appears to have been lost to time. The only real information we have about the sword named the Server is that it is a curved greatsword used in a mysterious ancient rite. This description also fits a sword in real life that looks extremely similar to it, called the Ram Dao, which was used in the ritual sacrifice of animals, and maybe even humans, in ancient Nepal. That's not the only sword to have real-world roots. Dark Souls 2's Sir Alon carries a unique blade, which happens to be a classic example of a Zanbato sword, a fictional style of weaponry commonly seen in anime and manga. This refers to the art style of drawing the sword much larger than any real-world blade. The concept is thought to be taken from medieval Chinese longswords used for slaying horses in battle. Those are just a few small examples of the real-world inspiration for the weapons and armor found in the Dark Souls universe. Now let's talk locations. The interesting look of the Doors of Pharaohs is thought by some to be inspired by Fingal's Cave, which can be found in Scotland. The lost city of Izalith's architecture can be seen in Cambodia's ancient city of temples Angkor Wat, a historic Hindu and later Buddhist complex that was larger than any European cathedral and remains a popular tourist destination to this day. Another well-known location, the new Londe Ruins, are said by the developers to be based on Mont Saint-Michel, an island off the coast of Normandy, France. The island houses a fortress that famously fought off numerous attacks from the English during the 100 Years' War, becoming a symbol of French pride and, according to many historians, inspiring Joan of Arc as well. The name Sens Fortress actually has a few possible real-world references in its name. One theory is that it is named after William of Sens, a 12th century French architect known for his Gothic style, and one of the first cathedral architects that historians know by name. Another theory takes a much more simple approach, noting that in Japanese, sen means 1,000, so in a fortress filled to the rafters with traps set to kill you at a moment's notice, the name could just refer to the idea that it is a fortress with 1,000 traps. As many of you know, one of the most interesting sights you can come across in Dark Souls is the Crystal Cave. What you might not know is that there is a pretty amazing cave of crystals in the real world as well, found in northern Mexico. If you don't believe us, feel free to go there yourself, but don't blame us when you end up running into Seath the Scaleless. Last but certainly not least, there's the Milan Cathedral, which the Dark Souls developers have confirmed served as the inspiration for the iconic Anor Londo. Speaking about visiting the cathedral, game designer Masanori Waragai said, "I recall looking up at the buttresses and imagining how amazing it would feel to walk on them. It really inspires your adventurous side." Thankfully for Dark Souls players everywhere, the development team at From Software managed to make that dream a reality. You thought you knew Dark Souls, but hopefully you've learned just a thing or two more. Do you know of any other historical or literary references we didn't cover here? Share them in the comment section below and we might include it in a future episode. And if you like hidden history, don't forget to like and subscribe for more. Oh, and if you're a fan of Dark Souls, why not check out my channel? We have community-driven top 10s, funny moments and collaborations with other YouTube figures, all within the Souls universe. Oh, and Bloodborne, which just came out. Yay!